Hello, my name is Laz, and I'm going to demonstrate you very quickly, within 10 minutes, the main functions and features of this Readboard software using EasyPen. The purpose of this whole video is actually to give a little bit insight of how to demonstrate the software to the client and also to introduce some features. Again, it's very short, quick overview. We cannot cover all the detailed functions. We'll go through the main functionality of the software using the EasyPen. So let's start. First point is always it's good to start the software by clicking the pen. Instead of double tapping on the board on the main desktop, just run the software by clicking the color. You see, once you click the color, software should automatically start. That's the tip number one. Because as a user, you really don't have to worry about where the software is, because the pen will always bring it up to you. And software has three main modes that's important to know. So first, we're gonna look through Canvas. So it's the typical whiteboard where you can draw, brainstorm ideas. You cannot upload a document and present. Second one is the Windows mode. And the third one is presentation mode. So this Readboard software specializes in these three different modes. The first Canvas is right here. You can see if it shows you that it's on, so that means you are already in the Canvas, you're using the whiteboard mode. If you tap the Windows mode, like I did, so now you can use your desktop background. The point of the Windows desktop is normally to allow you to access your desktop and open up the files. You cannot annotate it when you're on Windows mode. But if you click on the whiteboard mode, you are able to annotate everything which is on your desktop. So I'm going to return to my brainstorming. So we'll look through the Canvas, Windows, and presentation mode. So this is the third one is presentation. Presentation mode simply means I can bring my PowerPoint, PDF, document, Excel files, image, and then present to the audience. It is very smooth, synchronizes with the pen, and also easy way to present the files. So that's why the presentation mode was built for. Now let's overview each mode in more depth. Now let's go with the Canvas. The Canvas has basic tools here, as you can see, actual pen, normal pen, and then you have calligraphy pen. Calligraphy pen is really useful if you're making demonstration to people who use non-English language, like Asian characters or the Arabic language, because with calligraphy pen you can have smoother letters. For example, if you have this, and it's also really good to write more italic way versus like this. So it pretty much depends on the user, and there is a highlighter as well. Highlighter pen, calligraphy pen is there, and obviously there are shapes. There is an eraser. I'll come back to eraser later. And there is a selector. So I want to show you the selector. Selector generally selects your annotations, and you can move around. You can control the size, minimize, maximize, and when you highlight something, if you change the color, that will change too. So as you can see. Now I'm gonna also you have here side whiteboard. So I'm gonna just write here side board. So the sideboard means in addition to my main board, main Canvas, I have one more, let's say the memory Canvas or memory board, where I can put some memos on the notes. Once you touch this additional sideboard, you can see here this kind of thing pops up. And if you hold, you will see the arrow sign, and you can actually swipe in or like put it in half of the screen and take notes. And this is independent from the main board. If you want to save the notes, you can save them separately. You can also change the colors separately. It's useful, especially for teachers, for presenters, when there are so many presenters and somebody is taking note of each presenter. You can keep it here and save separately. It's also useful. If you don't want, you can actually hide it out. And this one is the background. The icon, which shows three colors, black, blue, and yellow, simply means you can change the background. You can select your background color, or you can upload an image as a background. So what you have to do, touch one time the background, and you can select the different backgrounds, let's say blue, or the yellow, or you can select from the wider options of the colors, like the blue, for example. And you can also upload, as I said, if you're teaching geography, for example, you want to upload the map as a background and start, let's say, annotating and having your class. So that's simply the background. I'm going to go back to my slide. You have this floating menu. Let me write the menu too. Floating menu is kind of a helper assistant. So if you want to go to next previous slides, or if you want to erase something, you don't have to see this menu. You can hide the menu and use this like as a quick assisting menu. So you can also hide it if you tap the X, and anytime you can bring it up by typing the menu, floating menu icon. There are settings. Through the settings, you can go to here, which is the setting icon. You can change the language. Also, you can set the software automatically run at the Windows start. When Windows starts, it's a tip, it's important. And you can also update software from here, check for the latest updates. There are so many things included in the settings, so I will not go into details. You can look it up later. So, let's shortly recap what we have discussed about Canvas. Canvas has three pans, and it has just an eraser, selector, and the side whiteboard, also the different backgrounds. So those are the basic tools. Now I'm going to show you really cool tools, what you can do on a canvas. So first of all, the eraser. So that's the eraser. There are three different ways you can use an eraser. First way, select an eraser and erase things. So remember, eraser will delete everything that has been drawn like a line or letter. So it does not delete the part of it. And you can access the same eraser by clicking one time the pen scroll. So I click one time, now I can erase everything that I have written. So the tip using the pen eraser is that you should keep the pen always attached to the screen. So that's why I can erase. If I take, automatically it becomes a pen again. So I'm writing, I click one time, it becomes an eraser, I erase. I take, again it's a pen. So that's a tip. But if you want to erase one part of what you have written, using your two hand gestures, you can bring up the eraser and erase some part of it. And one more tip how to erase. If you're writing and if you want to quickly erase, use your palm or make your fingers like a fist and erase. So this is also a quick way of erasing your annotations. So I'll recap. Eraser can be erased by accessing the eraser icon, or through the pen, or through having the gesture function, or through your palm. Now I'm going to erase up all the things that I have written. So the second advantage of the canvas is obviously the unlimitedness. So unlimited canvas is important. If I'm brainstorming ideas, if I'm especially teaching a math, I want to keep everything within one slide. I don't want to separate into the next slide. And you can use it, you can do that with the help of unlimited canvas. Always use 2 fingers at this range to go to the below of the canvas. For example, you have written something, I can keep on writing, and then I can always scroll up and keep writing. So if I don't want to do that, I can also go to the next slide or previous slide. You can see here the next, previous icons. So we're like, if you touch, you can go to the next slide or previous slide. So the unlimited canvas is the second main function of the whole whiteboard mode. Third one is the coolest part is gestures. So gestures means that you can do most of the functions like erase, do, undo, next slide, previous slide, go to the menu, access your list of the slides. You can do all of these functions with 2 fingers without touching the icons or using the pen. So I'm going to teach you quick 5 different gestures. First one is use 2 fingers like an arrow. If arrow is to the left side, it means you go to the previous slide. If it's on the right side, you go to the next slide. So let's say, so I do this one, now it's my previous slide. If I want to go to the next slide, with my 2 fingers, I make an arrow sign and I go here. So make sure your fingers is always within this distance. If you make it really close to each other, it may not work, and if you keep it too wide, it may not work either. And so this is the basic gesture to go to the previous and next slide. You can also see your slide list from here, or you can simply go swipe up with 2 fingers upwards and you can see the list right here. So I want to show that the 2 fingers go upwards. And if you do the same thing going downwards, you can get the menu, like the quick menu, similar with the floating menu I showed earlier. So for this function, you have to go to downwards. And if you want to access an eraser, you have to go down and up with both fingers. So I'm going to go down and up, and I have eraser. So I can erase what I have written down. And one more good function is that using your 2 fingers, go up and down, or down and up, you clean out the whole canvas, what I have written. Let's say I have here all my annotations, and I don't want to erase one by one, I want to clean out the whole screen. Use 2 fingers, like up and down. So make sure they are not so much wide. So now it's erased. With a little bit of practice, I think you can get used to doing the very good and easy gesture functions. So now these are the gesture functions. The eraser, unlimited, canvas are the main features of the whiteboard mode. And in the whiteboard mode, I can also, if you click here, the folder icon, let's say that, alright, folder. So in the folder icon, you can upload the documents to the canvas as well. Like image, for example, if I want to upload a certain image, so I can upload it here. But the difference between uploading files in the canvas whiteboard mode and presentation mode mode, that presentation mode is more smoother to present. So let's cover up for the whiteboard mode. It has 3 different pens, eraser, you can change backgrounds, you can use gestures, you can use unlimited canvas, and also you can have different type of eraser, like this. Yeah. So be careful when you're using the eraser. So make sure when you hold with your finger, with your fist, you see the black area selected. So that means you can erase. Otherwise, you will draw like a pen. So the canvas whiteboard mode is generally covered. Now let's go to presentation mode. What we can do on presentation mode. So I'm gonna type the presentation mode and go to the folder. Whenever you want to upload any document, always go to folder and you see the type of documents you want to upload. You can upload PowerPoints. Okay, you can upload PowerPoints, documents, the pictures, or the videos. Let's say now I can upload the video. You can also manage the size of it. And yeah, I can upload the image as well. I can upload the Word documents. But the best one is always upload the PowerPoint slides because they are the easiest way to make the presentations. So I'm going to upload the PowerPoint now. And it automatically puts your PowerPoints in the full presentation mode, just like you can see. And I can use the pen scroll to go to next slide, make my animations work, or go to previous slides. Let's say, okay, with the scroll, I'm going to the next slides, as you can see. So I'm going to make these kind of annotations, and if I go to the next slide, my annotations will stay within this slide. They don't go to the next slide. This is a very advantage when you think of the presentations, because most of the times, most of the software in the market, they don't have this function. So it goes. If I return, it's there. So, and the good thing is, as a user, it's very comfortable for me. I don't have to touch the screen. I can do this in distance, looking at my audience and explaining, and at the same time manipulating the content. You can do it also with both fingers, just like the gesture functions. For example, if I want to go to previous slide, I can do with my both fingers. And obviously you can do it from here, but the best way is always to use gestures or the pen. You can also erase your annotations just from the pen, erasing. So that's the whole concept of the presentation mode, to upload the document, present, and keep your annotations, notes within each slide, and use the pen as a remote controller of the PowerPoint. If it's a Word document, you can scroll it up and down. So the final mode, Windows mode. Windows mode is basically your desktop. So you can touch, you can open documents, and you can do whatever you want to do. So that's the 3 main modes are covered now. I'm going to tell you shortly what you can do with the pen now. Always the pen has 4 colors where you can change the color, and also you can control the scroll. Just a second. Alright, so once you write, let's say, once you write, you can connect the nib size. Like this different types of nib size. And if you touch one time, it becomes an eraser. And there's a home button. If you touch one time, it goes to the Windows mode. And I do my work. And if I want to go back, return to my work, like the whiteboard mode, I touch one time, and then I'm back in there. So this is the quick overview of the software, whiteboard software. So remember there are three modes: Canvas, Windows, and presentation mode. And with the Canvas you can have different erasers, different pens, different backgrounds. You can use gestures to manipulate quickly, and you can have unlimited canvas. Use both hands at this range. You can also upload documents, annotate over them. You can also, if you're on Windows and touch the whiteboard, you can annotate over them. You can draw on a whiteboard mode, just like a screenshot. At the end, if you want to save, always go to folder and then save documents like PDF. Let's say I'm going to save my document as PDF and save. Now it's converting into PDF. You can also save your documents as the IWB format, like interactive whiteboard format. So you click on X and automatically the session finishes. So that was a quick overview, and yeah, try to do and play more with the software. Hopefully you can get to understand it faster. Thank you.